You're listening to the Next Wave Radio Network.
Round one, fight!
Can't we do our own secret shows?
All our shows are secret shows.
We have the tools, we have the talent.
You have to use so many cuss words.
Let's go.
Ooh, yeah!
Sometimes when you do a voice, like it's not really your voice, but you do your own voice. Like you do an impression of yourself, and it sounds like Rolf the dog from the Muppets.
Hey,
It's like,
just going to play a couple bars. Yeah, that was a little Beetlejuicy, actually, more so than Ralph. But similar houses. Hey, did you hear they're making a Beetlejuice 2?
Not only that, did you know that there's like a musical, a Broadway musical?
I did hear that recently, yes. That was unbeknownst to me.
Yeah.
Until I read that the other day.
That seems...
Not sure what to think of that.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. Like that, I categorize that in the same place where I would put like Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark, where I'm like...
Spider-Man.
I was
just
like,
going to say,
feel like there's like a following for that, but is it necessary?
Yeah.
I mean... I kind of
I
feel
don't
like
think so.
We did and said everything, but I think that about all these movies that they've turned into Broadway musicals. I'm like, I'm pretty sure we said what we needed to say. Like, I don't know if we needed to make that into a musical, but then people are like, dude, SpongeBob the musical, it's the best. It's like, what?
It does feel like, in the way that like I'm very much like I don't read books. My brain, I can't focus long enough to do long form novels like that. So I'm like, I'll just wait for the movie. Like if the books are any good, I'll wait for the movie. I feel like there's a sect of population out there that is that way, but for musicals. Like if
They're going to wait for the musical.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, have you seen The Whale? No, I'm going to wait for the musical.
Exactly. I heard good things about Spider-Man, but I think I'm going to wait for for the real presentation when they're killing people on
when
stage.
They're killing actors.
Exactly.
With Bono, but Bono and the Edge are doing the music. Oh my God! My kids watch Sesame Street, and like Sesame Street will like kind of lampoon things.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think it's a recent episode. I think it's an old episode. But recently, we watched an episode where Grover is doing this whole bit, and it's Spider-Man the musical, basically. And like their accidents keep happening, and I'm like, I don't like this. Must have been before people died, because I feel like they wouldn't be making light of this.
Sensitive, yeah, edgy. Sesame Street got edgy.
The fact that they kept it in, I'm like, wow, this is surprising.
Yeah,
but
it's a big fu to the cast of Spider-Man the musical.
Do you ever think of that? Do you ever think like? Has Kevin Spacey ever done like a guest spot on Sesame Street?
Oh God, oh man. Well, if so, he's been scrubbed like the KGB.
They took him right off. Because they did do that with Katy Perry, right? Like she was supposed to be on an episode, and then they cut it out because she was dressed like too provocatively or something.
This is after she recorded this song about kissing girls and liking it. Like that's where they drew the line.
Yeah, it was after that. Like she did this whole musical number with Elmo, and it was kind of like To Hot and Cold or something like that. And they ended up cutting it out because they thought she was dressed too provocatively.
Nobody said anything on the day of the shoot. I feel like they can fix that with computers nowadays anyway.
I mean, I don't think the ghost of Jim Henson cared much about it or anything like that. Dude, they get some good sound-alikes on Sesame Street. Like the people that are doing it can't be the same person doing the voice of Big Bird. Like
he just died recently.
Man, it's so sad. All of those old cast members are dropping off.
I know.
Like the guy who played Louise passed away. Mm-hmm. The guy who played Bob passed away.
I know
think
Bob.
Maria's still with us.
Oh, I named the one who's still alive.
All these people that I grew up watching, and now like I see them, and a lot of them are still on the show. Like Gordon is still on the show.
Well,
and now he looks like a grandpa. He looks like a great grandpa. And you're like, wow, how did he make a living? Like this has been his career. But like they did this show for PBS. Like did they still get a paycheck for that?
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, they're not all working for peanuts. It's just subsidized by you and me, basically.
Spoken by like someone who has heard the verbiage before. Paid for by viewers like you and me.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I gave my $25.
I'll tell you though, it's quality. Going back to it in my 40s, watching some Sesame Street.
Oh yeah,
I'm pretty impressed. I'm impressed with some of the writing.
Do you think Sesame Street will be around? When we're old and gray.
If they were still on PBS, I'd have told you no without hesitation. Yes, without hesitation. I've been like, yeah, it's still going to be around. But the fact that HBO bought it, I kind of feel like, how do we know? Like HBO is going to be like, nobody's really into this anymore. Let's just kill it.
Yeah. Well, that's exactly what just happened. Remember that Batgirl movie was supposed to come out, like a finished, completed film in the can, and the new ownership took over and was like, do you know the reason they gave basically for why they scrapped it?
I thought they said that it was horrible. That's what I read.
No.
They said that we can't show this.
Listen, this is the company that all of the DC films have been horrible. You think they're going to start not releasing films now? No, it had to do with the rights, like the usage and marketing. Like it was going to cost so many million to market it, first of all, but then they have to pay the actors and everybody in perpetuity as it continues to be shown. And it was just some numbers guy at Discovery when they took over Warner Brothers decided, hey, you know it's the cheapest option to just bury this, to just shelve it, and nobody will ever see it.
How is that different from any other film? Like then they can't release any film.
Because they're very much in like penny pinching mode. I feel like they may have been closer to chapter. Is it chapter 11 or chapter 13? I can't remember.
Yeah, chapter 11.
There you go. Then we knew. But yeah, they're trying to cut costs everywhere. That's why they were pulling a bunch of stuff off of HBO because it was cheaper to not pay the rights for it. Just pull it. I feel like
superhero movies, even when they're bad, though,
I know,
like they're still money makers.
It's really heartbreaking, especially because I feel for the crew, I feel for the cast, and everybody who put years of their lives into this thing. And it's not even like, worst case scenario would be, your movie sucks and nobody ever discovers it, but it's discoverable out there for people to see if they want to. Your mom wants to see it. But for it to just be like shelved and like, there's no way anybody can ever see what happened.
Yeah.
Unless somebody has a change of heart.
Did that have anything to do with James Gunn coming in? Like him and I can't remember the other, David Safran.
Yeah,
whatever.
That could be too.
They came in and they've shaken up the DCU.
Yeah.
Like they did this whole teaser at the end of Black Adam where Henry Cavill returns as Superman and like teasing this like confrontation between the two characters. And it seemed like the very next week James Gunn was hitting like the social media going like, oh yeah, Henry Cavill's out.
Yeah.
We're not doing that. I'm like, and here's the thing with me, it's like
what you just saw.
If you set it up, you have to pay it off. Like even if you don't want to, you've put it out there. Like you've got to pay it off now. And I know, like again, getting back to money, and like you can't just dump billions of dollars. I mean, you can. They did that whole Snyder cut of Justice League, so I guess you can.
Yeah. Listen to our Snyder cut episode on another podcast, right?
On another podcast, but that's not this podcast.
No!
This is the Low Res High Def podcast, LRHD, if you're into that whole brevity thing. Joel and I, we just kind of felt like management sucked at the old place.
I'm Joel. Well, it's like we never stopped, Joe, right? It's just like riding a bike. Just jump back behind this microphone.
You're like Ron,
podcast,
you're like
buddy.
Ron Burgundy. You just know, like at some point, you got to go. And I'm Joel.
Well, I'm realizing that for the listener, you're using my name, and I'm using your name, Joe.
Yes, my name is Joe. This is what I sound like.
Yes, there are many podcasts, but this one is mine. But so if you've never heard our voices before, congratulations on finding this podcast. That seems unlikely. But if you have heard our voices before, it's probably because you listened to one of our other now defunct podcasts, The Editing Bay, which was our weekly...
I have so many of them in my wake. There's so many. There's Joe versus Ken. There's The Editing Bay. There's the 8-Bit Gladiators. There's Most Valuable Podcast.
Yeah, you're just like carpet bombing canceled podcasts, aren't you?
I'm an albatross. I mean, but I do it over a long period of time.
That's right. Yeah, it's a slow release. You're like a time capsule.
Let's do a podcast for a decade.
And we did with The Editing Bay. We were on for almost a decade. We were on for 8 years. You can still listen to all 365 episodes of that. One a day if you wanted to. Listen to that episode or a podcast where we talk about movies, and more recently we just wrapped up another podcast where we talked about video games. That was the 16-Bit Gladiators, which again you can still find where all podcasts are found. It was the sequel to the 8-Bit Gladiators, which is a podcast that Joe started, probably about a decade ago, right?
Just stick around for a year, and then you're going to see the 32-Bit Gladiators.
Hey, maybe someday. Probably jump right to 64 at that point, but sure.
We'll go right to 64.
Yeah.
Wow. Hey, have you seen the new trailer for Mario?
Thank you. I was just going to say, speaking of which, yes, I have seen that trailer. I've seen many trailers for that movie. I do want to talk to you about that, but not before we explain what the hell this podcast is and why we're doing it.
Gotcha.
Take it away, Joe.
Let's do it. And I'm Joe.
You're Joe, and I'm Joel, and
So this is the mission statement, if you will, is I miss Joel. He moved away not too long ago.
Miss you too, buddy.
He and Jenna moved to
Jenna's my wife.
to Dakota.
No, Carolina,
And,
the other South.
Whatever, man. it's one of those weird. Is that weird to you that like there's two states with like the same, and like there's a defining line where it's like, welcome to North Dakota, welcome to South Dakota. Like, how about you just like blur that line and just call it Dakota?
Well, because you don't know the history of the Dakotas, Joe.
I don't. Please enlighten me.
I mean, I don't either, but I'm just assuming that at some point they were one Dakota, and then Dakota Fanning decided to,
Dakota Fanning
decided to defect, and she started North Dakota.
Yeah. Well, I mean, good for her, but I think just like East Berlin and West Berlin, I think we should unite, tear down this
that
wall.
Yeah, there you go,
Mr. Dakota.
I just realized I think Dakota Johnson was probably the mayor of South Dakota. It was the two of them that decided to split.
Because she went down?
She does.
Is that a sexy thing you're trying to say?
It is now.
Okay, so Ellie Fanning, speaking of the Fannings, Ellie Fanning.
What does this have to do with our podcast?
In my mind, she will always be this 8-year-old girl, because she was in a show called The Lost Room on Sci-Fi. It's this miniseries, and it's fantastic. But she was like 8 years old in that show, and that's how I always see her. My wife recently was watching some show where she's like, I can't remember the name, Catherine the Great or something like that.
Oh yeah.
And like there's a lot of sex in it, and I'm like,
oh no,
I've hit that point in my life where I'm an old man, and I see these people that I'm like, I still remember her as that 8-year-old girl. Like, we can't do this. That's not not right.
Speaking of Dakota Fanning, wasn't she in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood? She was up there at what was the name of the ranch? Where
here's a confession. I still haven't seen that movie.
What? Oh man,
Yeah.
You're a Tarantino fan, right? Aren't you?
Yeah, I am. Not because I haven't wanted to. I just haven't watched it.
Yeah, I think you'll enjoy it.
We're like 5 years out from that now, aren't we? Wasn't that like?
It does.
Is it a 5-year-old
like,
movie?
Yeah. We're coming up on it.
I haven't seen that. I haven't seen The Hateful Eight. Yeah,
that is one of his worst. You can skip that one. Start with Oh Brother Where Art Hollywood or whatever it's called.
Oh Brother Where
Once
Art
Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Does John Turturro sing in this movie? Is that a thing that happens?
Man, you'll have to watch to
Tim
find
Blake
out,
Nelson?
Joe.
That's
That's the secret ending. Stick around after the credits.
And that's the thing, you listeners, as you hear Joel and I kind of bouncing around from topic to topic.
Yes.
I guess we've come to realize that that's kind of more in our wheelhouse, like editing bay is great. We both love movies. We both love talking about movies, but there comes a time where you're like, I kind of don't feel like talking about movies all the time.
Yeah.
I like watching them, but I don't want that to be like forced on it. Like we always have to talk about that. And then with the 8-bit and 16-bit Gladiators, like we were always talking about video games. We had to make it like relate to video games. And so we kind of thought like, why pigeonhole ourselves?
Yeah.
When we could just cover whatever we want to cover. We have a lot of shared interests, a lot of stuff that overlaps, but then a lot of things we don't quite have in common that we can expose each other to and see. There it is right there.
That's coming back.
But we kind of decided let's do this. We miss each other.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. Joel moved away. Miss him like hell. My wife and I sometimes actually literally tear up when we think about them not being around.
Same, buddy.
And this was kind of our thing. This is how we justified hanging out by doing the podcast.
Exactly.
And now that we're like 3,000 miles away from each other, it's even more imperative, like just to spend time with this guy and talk to him about things and kind of catch up. And lucky you get to hear it. You get to listen to it, and we're keeping the topics broad, so that way, we don't have to feel like we're getting stale talking about what we talk about.
Yeah, as you can tell, we have no problem finding things to talk about. We'll bounce around, and apologies in advance because what you're witnessing is us catching up on a year plus worth of topics, and that may be the podcast. But we are going to try to have a little bit of a format. We'll have segments. We'll have a main topic every week. We'll have a section a segment where we talk about what we're obsessed with this week's obsession, which we can do a little bit later. So it's not just going to be all stream of conscious. Don't worry about it. But if you like kind of FM talk radio, Joe and I both grew up. Joe was in radio actually, and still is, continues to be in radio. Are you behind the mic now on the air?
No. But my son is. The midday show on 97.1. See, you've been gone. 97.1 is no longer the Eagle. They flipped it and made it the Freak.
The Freak.
And it's a talk station. The midday show, Ben and Skin, great guys. Mm-hmm. I listen to them all the time. My son is in the car with me a lot of the time and has started to imitate things that he hears on the radio.
Uh-oh.
And he started imitating one of the characters that one of the guys do.
Oh, fun.
It's like they do this prank thing where like they act like a couple of interviewers, Mosquito and the Hulk. And the Hulk character has this whole thing where like when he gets worked up, he'll go, "Rah, Hulk." And like he does it over and over again, and suddenly like I hear my son doing it in the back seat.
Aww.
And so I told them about it. I'm like, yeah, my son's been doing the Raw Hulk thing. Thanks for that. And I bring James in every Friday, and I walk him by. They all know James. James knows them. He just like wins them over with his personality and charm. Mm-hmm. But Ben brought him over. He's like, James, come here. Can you give me a Hulk? Can you give me a Raw Hulk? And just James smiles at him. He goes, Raw Hulk.
That's awesome.
And so that's one of their drops now on the show. They play it,
What?
Every once in a while when they're doing the thing.
Yeah, that's amazing.
My son gets more airtime now than I do.
Well, yeah, and you're plugging his radio show more than you're plugging this podcast right now. So, no, that's cool.
Right?
I'll have to check that out. But yes, so we're going to get together every week. It'll be Joe and I will kind of be the mains, but much as we had in our past podcast, we'll have a cadre of guests coming and going. My wife and your wife being a couple of them. You'll also remember Jay Gunn from the 16-Bit Gladiators and 8-Bit Gladiators before that will be making appearances, and some yet to be announced guests. But we're going to get together and wisecrack. And
we like to spice things up in our relationship and
that's right.
throw a third in.
Exactly. Put your keys in the fishbowl, right? So
that's what you can expect.
There you go.
From low res high def.
Low res high def.
Hey, do you want to explain the name?
Oh, sure. Yeah, that's a good call. Because where does it come from? What does it mean? Really, it doesn't mean anything except what we want it to mean, which is, Joe and I are both a couple of guys in our 40s. We were the product of, the 80s and 90s, growing up and consuming the media of that time. And everything was analog back then. Everything was low resolution, low res. So low res high def kind of speaks to the journey that we've been on personally in our media consumption lives, where now everything is pristine high def. We've got big screen TVs and 4K graphics in our video games.
Oh yeah.
But we still remember our roots. So we cover all manner of topics here. We're going to be talking about modern games and movies, but also reaching back to the classics that were our childhood, right, Joe?
I think it's so funny too, because like the more we chase after that high def, the perfect picture resolution, it always makes me laugh because I look at what I've got in the cabinet under my TV, and I've got like the NES Classic, the SNES Classic.
Yep.
And,
Yes.
And I'll tell you,
but now they have HDMI, Joe.
There's no game. Yeah, but it's still the 16-bit, the 8-bit pixels. And,
I get it. Mm-hmm.
And there's no game that I've played more in my life than Super Mario World. Like I'll play that game probably once a year. I'll go through it. I'll just kind of get a bug and go, all right, you know what? Let me do this. And I'll always play it. You know me. Joel makes fun of me about this. Like I will play a game until it's 100% complete. There's no way. Like,
oh, you're a completionist.
And I try not to be. But I end up falling into that that pitfall, and Super Mario World, I think, was the first game that hit me like that, where I was like, well, I've got to do all the levels.
Yep.
I got to do Star Road. I got to do the Special Road. I've got to, I got to get that star next to my number, so that way when I start the game again, all the turtle shells are now Mario heads.
Yes, and the leaves are all green or orange now, right?
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, that's how I see it too. Like with low res high def, it's that I love the new stuff, and it's kind of fun because Joel, you and I are from like a generation where we watched the evolution. Like we were kind of there just about at the dawn of like home video games and like home video.
Absolutely.
And watching as the mediums changed. We went from beta and VHS to DVDs, and then we watched everything kind of change again now to Blu-ray and then to digital. Yeah, and streaming. I never thought there would be like I used to brag about my home video library. Like, yeah, look at all these movies I own.
Used to.
I've never in my life owned so very few now physical movies. Like everything's on digital.
I'm the same.
Yeah, like and the thing is, I should be scared about that because they can take that away from you. I believe that. Like they can take it away. But yeah, like it just being a father, being a husband, space is at a premium, and it's like, do I want to waste that space with American Ninja 1 through 5, or do I want to free that up?
Well, you got to keep the classics, Joe. Come on, you can't throw them all out. What are you going to throw at Casablanca next? Come on.
We still need to finish that series.
Yeah, debatable. We'll see if that comes back on this podcast. Tune in to find out.
I'm excited to embark on this. I'm very excited. I'm so thrilled.
Me too.
Just to pull back the curtain a little bit, guys, the funny things, the silly things that go into creating a podcast, like the conversations Joel and I have had where it's like, well, what do we want our theme song to be? What do we want to do here? And like, I would kind of throw something out and Joel's like, no, I kind of like this instead. And I'm just like, bro, I just want to do it. I don't want to throw out any other ideas.
Be perfect,
like
Joe.
I don't want to conflict with your ideas because I don't want there to be a risk we don't do this together. So whatever you want, whatever you want to do.
Oh wow, I'm going to take advantage of this.
There was a time, dear listener, where I was quite the control freak when it came to this stuff. So it's like, just do it.
There's going to be some evolving of this podcast as we go through. Obviously, this will hopefully be the roughest sounding episode, this being our pilot. We're giving ourselves the freedom to like add segments, change our theme song if we want to. Probably won't be changing titles though, because I do want to build a brand around this low res high def.
Yeah, it takes, and you know what? Also, when you like grabbing a domain, stuff like that. Yeah, that's annoying. So yeah, you want to make sure the name isn't going to change, guys. We're going to keep that. Mm-hmm. So low res high def again, LRHD. That's you know me.
You can either do that or didn't we decide we're doing lowreshighDef.com?
Yeah.
Are you cool with that? Okay.
I'm totally cool with that.
All right, cool. So yeah, lowreshighDef.com will be our website. You can find us there. Find links to subscribe to the podcast. Also, we're going to be on Twitter at lowreshighDef on Twitter, or is that LRHD?
Or George's Goiter. We still have George's Goiter.
That's right. Yeah, follow us there.
So you can check us out there.
But we're still undecided as to whether we want to do like the Facebook or YouTube. Maybe we'll get a Twitch channel going at some point, right?
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah,
people can watch me play Elden Ring. Watch me lose my mind as I'm trying to defeat the last 2 bosses of this stupid game.
Are you still on those last 2 bosses?
Yeah, man. I'm 212 hours into this game.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, Joe has been keeping. So we do have a text thread with some of the past members of these podcasts, and Joe has been updating us these past weeks, months, right, on your Elden Ring progress.
And it's not lost on me the fact that like I'll update you guys without any context whatsoever. You guys will be in the middle of a whole other discussion, and I'll be like, 4th legacy dungeon down.
I can only imagine that has to do with the game you're playing.
With Elden Ring, and I'll go back and go, man, they were totally talking about like revamped and like mixes, music, video game mixes, and this like has nothing
or
to
a
do.
Dead celebrity,
nothing at all. And I'm like, hey, fourth legacy dungeon boss is gone.
Oh, did you hear about Kirstie Alley?
Yo, F Kirstie Alley, did you not hear what I just said?
Some sensitivity, please. Well, actually, Joe, that's a good segue.
It is a good segue because she showed up on the Oscars, the in memoriam yesterday.
Oh, she did. That's right.
I realized watching that John Travolta lost 2 co-stars.
I thought about that, and you know what? I had a really sad thought. I was like, he seems to be more broken up over the death of what was her name? Help me out here.
Olivia Newton-John.
Olivia Newton-John than he was his own wife just a few years ago. Now,
His
maybe
own
I
kid.
mean we all grieve in our own ways, right, Joe? Oh God, oh my gosh, he has just been surrounded by tragedy, hasn't he? Poor guy.
Yeah, he has.
And then now that haircut, the latest tragedy.
Dude, I think that's going to be me in like 20 more years. Give me that time.
Oh, yeah?
I am ever shaving my head, and my wife hates it. She doesn't. I mean, she's not wrong. She's not right. She's like, you look like you're dead. And I'm like,
Oh no.
yeah, I guess I kind of see that.
Nah.
I like it. I like the way it feels. It makes me feel a little more confident because I'm balding in the back of my head. And I'm
Dude,
like,
but you
I
wear
have
it
this
well.
weird thought that like if people see me from behind, they're like, look at this guy with his like weird bald back of his head. And my whole thing is like, how about I just shave my whole head and own it? Like, it's almost like taking the wind out of someone's sails. If they would say something about it, I'm like, boom, now I've shaved it. Check it out. Like, there's nothing.
That's a fool's game, Joe, because I think that's what led John Travolta down the dark path he's on now, where his head basically looks like it's upside down, like where there used to be hair up here, it's now all collected
it's
down
all-
here. It's just migrated to the bottom of his face. It's like trying to escape
That's
the
what
sun.
everybody
I don't
does.
know.
It's not just exclusive to John Travolta. That is the bald
But it's
guy
so big and
thing.
bushy.
Keep the beard. It is a bushy beard, and the thing is, no, it's not big and bushy. It's just really full. It's
very
really
thick.
full and dark, like almost unnaturally so. Like,
Yeah.
you would think, being as old as he is, like, look at me. I'm like probably 30 years younger than John Travolta,
Yeah.
and I've got like almost a full gray
Well,
beard.
you're not coloring your hair either.
Nary a trace of gray in his beard.
Yeah, that ain't real.
And that, I think, is part of the problem. If he was gray, I think it would be less disconcerting. But it's not. And I'm like, who are you fooling? Who do you think you're fooling? Unless he's doing it for a role. Like, if it's for
Okay,
a movie,
that's true.
I get it.
What role could possibly require that haircut, though?
Who knows?
The Humpty Dumpty, the movie.
Humpty Dumpty.
Yeah, there you go.
Sarah was like, what is he supposed to be, Lex Luthor? What's happening?
He does, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Hey, he'd be a good Lex Luthor. There's my recast right there.
He wouldn't be bad. He wouldn't be if Lex Luthor danced a lot
Yeah.
for like no reason.
I like that. Well, he was not the worst part of the Oscars, Joe. I don't think so. Although,
What was the worst part?
Did you watch the Oscars, first of all?
I did. Well, yeah, I watched most of it. So we like turned it on and then kind of paused it right after Ki Hoi Kwan won. And
how great was
kinda
that?
took care of our stuff and then it was awesome. What a great moment. Sarah was like, they could just end the Oscars right now.
Yes.
And it's perfect.
But I'm glad that
Yeah.
they didn't, because then we got Jamie Lee Curtis, and she made the hair on the back of my neck raise. And then Michelle Yeoh finally got Best Actress. We all knew that was coming.
Yeah.
And just it was very emotional for me, for somebody who hasn't really cared much about the Oscars these past few years. And maybe it's the whole the pandemic, and now we're all getting back. There does with everything we're doing now, where we're slowly kind of creeping back into real life. Everything seems monumental. And yeah, this was the first Oscars that kind of felt like, okay, things are back to normal.
What do you think about like leaning into the Will Smith incident from last year? Do you think that it's something that should
with
be
Jimmy
acknowledged?
Kimmel's jokes?
Yeah. Do you think we need to keep acknowledging it, or do you think it's something we need to just let go?
Yeah, I think now that we've had another successful Oscars, and if you stuck around at the end of the Oscars, did you see Jimmy Kimmel's like exit?
The number of Oscars without
The
incident.
camera shows
one.
him. He comes backstage, and there's a big billboard there, and he changes the numbers from number of days. Or number of Oscars without incident, right, is what it said.
It went from 0 to 1.
That was classy. I mean, everybody was already talking about it anyway. Any article you read about the Oscars, like, that was the lead, right? Like, oh, we're coming up the Oscars. Last year, Will Smith smacked the fuck out of not Chris Tucker. Who was
Chris
it?
Rock.
Yeah.
Chris Rock.
Chris Rock, thank you, the other Rock. And so, yeah, I like, you had to acknowledge it. And I actually thought Jimmy Kimmel did a pretty good job hosting and kind of setting that tone.
I like him hosting. I think he's a good host. This was his third time, right? And like, he has just the right kind of dry, sardonic kind of wit that I appreciate.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, me too.
He kind of straddles that line sometimes between like low hanging fruit, but also maybe a punchline that you have to almost like think about for a second, and then like
it's highbrow.
Okay, yeah,
very much. Yeah, he's not so much Ricky Gervais, but he's not Billy Crystal, right? He's kind of in the middle. He's a little edgy.
Yeah.
And he can get away with stuff, but you still like him. Ricky Gervais, I just fucking hated.
He's just, he's got kind of a punchable face.
He was the worst host in a while. Yeah, he was. Well, I mean, his whole agenda, he was so smug, and his whole agenda was just like, how uncomfortable can I make everybody in the room? But wasn't thinking about how uncomfortable he was making everybody at home.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to not have him host anything ever again.
There you go. So what was the worst part?
Hot takes like that is what you'll find on this podcast. What was the worst part? I mean, I don't really. Okay, well, I'll tell you what I think the worst part was, and it was specifically, we were talking about that in memoriam section that John Travolta came out and kicked off. And they mentioned, I don't remember where I read it, or maybe they said it up front where it's like, maybe John Travolta himself said, this isn't everybody that we lost this past year, but, here's some of the notable ones. But then they went on to leave out Kirstie Alley, Paul Sorvino. Paul Sorvino's family is like suing the Oscars, I think, for leaving him out of the in
Kirstie
memoriam.
Alley was on it?
Was she in it?
Yeah, she was in it. I didn't see Paul Sorvino, though. I did not see Paul Sorvino.
Paul Sorvino was not there, but Ray Liotta was, which kind of seems like a slap in the face,
Yeah. Like it's kind of an easy lead in. Like you could have just put them with each other.
Yeah, right next to each other. Choose a frame from the where they're both in the same scene from Goodfellas. And,
that is funny too, though, because like Paul Sorvino, wasn't he one of the founding producers with Miramax? Like it's named after his daughter.
Is it really?
So you would think like, Mira. It's a Paul Sorvino started that company.
Idea.
He was one of the people behind it. Yeah, that's why it's called Miramax.
Well, that's kind of sad. So he basically kind of hoarded his daughter out to
Jeff.
what's that guy's name?
Yeah,
he who shall not
Who's
be
like
named.
walking around with a walker now. Like you see him, like footage of him. He can barely like walk on his own.
Oh,
he's got it. And
no, yeah.
My wife was like,
We could see
he's
through
really
that act.
playing that up. He's really playing up that sympathy.
Yeah, we know that game.
I was like, he
it's not
seemed
going
to
to
be
work.
getting around really good before these accusations flew. Like he was doing okay.
It's the emotional toll, Joe, that this has had on him and his physical.
I mean, Bill Cosby
ailments.
is not a walker. Like he's still.
Bill Cosby went blind.
Oh, did he?
Remember?
I didn't.
I thought I remember hearing that, or maybe that was too apocryphal.
It's crazy how these things just happen to these guys.
Yeah, Jeffrey Epstein.
Died. He went ahead and accidentally died in prison. He killed himself.
No, nothing to see here, folks.
No.
All right. Well, one thing we won't get into on this podcast is any divisive politics or things that'll make you feel bad. We're not here to talk about the news. This is supposed to be an escapist podcast, right?
It's okay, but sometimes.
Well, I
people-
mean, yeah. Yes, we'll sprinkle our own opinions in there. Well, I mean, like, how else do you get to know us, right? Except for our moral standards.
Okay.
And sometimes that comes through in our podcast topics, but mostly it's to have a good time, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just to kind of put the bow on this, at least for me, I did think that there was a rough moment at the Oscars, and for me, it was the Lady Gaga performance. I thought her performance was great. I thought the way that the way it was presented was really weird. Like she had no makeup on. So as she was like stripped of all, like, and they shot her so uncomfortably close.
It was really,
as if to pound into your head that like, see, look, she's got no makeup on. Look how real she's being. Exactly.
Yeah,
and
I had that same thought.
that was a little like, I don't know, heavy-handed, and I could have done without it. But
yeah, I agree.
I mean, I'm telling you, dude, it was one of those rare times where watching the Oscars and I'm seeing these nominees, and I'm like, honestly, I'm good with all of you.
Yeah.
Until Avatar won, and I was like, I'm over you, Avatar.
Did that win
I love
anything?
that Top Gun got it got best special effects.
No. Okay. Well, I mean, it does deserve that. I'll give him that.
It makes sense, but I'm thinking like. Going up against Wakanda Forever, like I think Wakanda Forever had some beautiful work that was going on in it. So I don't know. There were a couple of awards that felt like kind of gimmies, like we got to give it to them, and that's kind of what that felt like.
Yeah.
Also, Top Gun getting best like sound editing. I was like, but I was telling Sarah all night, I'm like, you got to give Top Gun something. You're not going to give it best picture because it's not. Any other year, if there wasn't a pandemic, it wouldn't have even been on that radar. But the fact that like this film, along with I think maybe Spider-Man No Way Home, like kept theaters alive.
Got people going back
like
to the
post-pandemic,
theaters.
during the pandemic, post-pandemic, it got people back in the theaters, and for that, it does deserve some kind of recognition. For that, it does deserve like a, hey man, we got to give them something. Like we have got to give them something.
Joe, what was the movie that got you back into theaters?
It was Spider-Man: No Way Home.
Yeah, me too.
That was, I think that was the first movie Sarah and I saw in the theater post-pandemic. I can't think of anything else.
The wife and I caught The French Dispatch, but we only did that because it was like a matinee showing, and it had been out for a couple of weeks, and we're like, who the fuck's going to see a Wes Anderson movie at 2 o'clock on a Monday afternoon, 2 weeks after its release date? So we felt pretty confident going there. But yeah.
See, and the thing is, like, I think for us, if we're going to go to the theater, we want to see like the spectacle. We want like the big
loud
movie.
noises.
And so like we did Spider-Man, we did Doctor Strange, we missed Thor and Wakanda Forever. We didn't see those.
I saw Thor.
Yeah, is it okay?
I mean, not to get off on a Marvel tangent.
Oh yeah, no, We're gonna though, because I've got a question to ask you here in a bit. But go ahead.
Oh shit! All right. Well, I may be answering it with my next statement, which is my pert happily right there. The next statement I'm going to make is the next sentence I'm going to say. I've kind of gotten off the Marvel bandwagon. There's too much content.
There it is.
It's coming too quick. I thought I could do it. Yep. I started with WandaVision like a good Marvel fan, and WandaVision was fantastic.
It's really good.
That's still one of my favorite Marvel things. Forget movie, just Marvel things that's been released in the last few years.
Yeah.
But then it was Moon Knight, and I'm like, I'm not sure if I should get into this. And then Doctor Strange I still haven't seen. Moon Knight, yeah?
Moon Knight's really good. Doctor Strange, I think Doctor Strange is my favorite of this new, like, besides Spider-Man, like, I loved Multiverse of Madness. Like, but the thing is, you know me, I'm a Sam Raimi fan. Mm-hmm. And this movie is not just a cool Doctor Strange story, but it is a love letter to Sam Raimi fans. Like, all of the best things. And it's almost like what he was trying to do with Oz the Great and Powerful, how it's kind of like all those elements of, like, especially Army of Darkness, but kind of thrown into Oz. Like, that's great, but it didn't quite work for Oz the Great and Powerful. But it works for this. Like, there is so much Raimi at work. There are like homages to Darkman, homages to the Evil Dead films, homages to Army of Darkness. There's so much fun stuff going on in this movie, and of course you get your Bruce Campbell cameo. Spoiler alert! But I thought it was a fun story. My only criticism, and I don't think it's spoiling anything, and I don't think that it's unique to me. I think this is probably a pretty popular stance. I felt like they did Wanda dirty in the movie.
Oh yeah,
I
see. She's one of my favorite characters. I don't want to say that.
Yeah. So I think if that's the case, you're probably not going to have the same reaction, the same positive reaction that I did. But I do recognize that, like, that wasn't fair what they did to the character.
Well, I may be ready for it emotionally because I'm kind of emotionally detached a little bit now from the Marvel universe.
Yeah.
Endgame was such just like it was so epic, and then the weight. The burden of all of those movies combined was kindly. We were all like in a cathartic state after that film.
Yeah, it was a perfect emotional catharsis, like a perfect.
I agree,
end.
And I don't know that I have the energy. I have the energy to like build back up to that again through another phase. It's just not grabbing me.
Well, they're not though.
Yeah,
it's not. They're not even organically building it. Like. Those first few phases of the MCU, and I'm with you. Like, just before we even get into this, just to kind of let the cat out of the bag, I am definitely experiencing superhero MCU fatigue. Like, it's too much. We need to just after Endgame and after the wrap up with like Spider-Man, like, because I do think that the new Spider-Man movie was just outstanding.
Agreed.
I do think I felt like they should have taken a break. Like, let's just take a break. Maybe let our TV series breathe for a little bit and do the lifting for a while, and then we can come back when we're ready to come back and like really present a story. Because I feel like the first MCU, like the Infinity Saga, I think started, and they even weren't quite sure what they wanted to do when they were first starting it. It wasn't until after phase 1 was done that they were like, yeah, this is the direction we're going. We are going to do the Infinity Gauntlet story. We're going to do the Thanos story. And I think they pulled it off really well. The Infinity Gauntlet is, and I've talked about this on our old podcast, like that's my favorite Marvel story. So to find out they were going to adapt that into a series of films was great. And they didn't let me down. The problem is what they're doing now, like just like in the movies, the Infinity Saga spanned several different comic titles. You were getting pieces of the story in all these different books.
Yeah.
What they're doing now is they're trying to take something that was kind of smaller in scale and they're trying to blow it up and do the same thing that they did with the Infinity Saga. And I'm sorry, like
artificially, huh?
Kang the Conqueror. Yeah. Kang the Conqueror. He's great. And there's some good stories there. There's going to be some good development, but
he's no Thanos.
He's no Thanos. And like all these little like clickbait articles where they're like, here's 5 reasons why Kang is worse than Thanos. And you guys better watch out. I'm like, all right, yeah, that's cool, but no.
Written by the PR department at Marvel.
Yeah, but I think the big thing is we've already gotten to this point. We cannot spend like another 5 years slowly ramping up to another saga. We've already built the world. And you guys, it's not you, Joel. This is how I talk about it. Like, they should have really been planting these seeds for other things
along the
earlier
way.
On. Like, if you want to do the Kang the Conqueror, like multiverse saga, that's cool, and I get it. Like, they opened up that door in Endgame where they went into different like times and went through the quantum realm to get to these different places, and that's cool. Like, you kind of planted the seed there, but it really should have been done a little bit more actively and organically. Yeah. Like everything now feels like a bunch of weird course correction.
This whole multiverse
even
thing.
Like we went and saw the new Ant-Man. And I like the multiverse thing. I think there's a lot of fun stuff there, and I think it was done really well.
I know, but
with Loki.
I'm getting multiverse fatigue.
Yeah.
Everybody's got multiverse now.
Oh, yeah. You've got the new Flash movie coming out, and they're straight up doing the multiverse on that. And that's going to be fun.
Yeah, fucking Michael Keaton.
But how long, how much can you stretch that? Like, we got it in Spider-Man No Way Home. We got to see Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire do their Spider-Man thing again, and that was awesome. And it's like, okay, the Flash is going to do that same thing now with Batman. Okay, like you can only that nostalgia only stretches so far.
Yeah,
you got to have a great script to back it up as well. And cool, like let's say you do have a great script. All right, well, where do you go from there? We already know James Gunn is like course correcting the entire DCU and going to do something different with all these characters. So how much am I really going to invest of myself to watch this, other than like, hey, this will be a fun popcorn movie to watch for 2 hours? Yeah. Okay, so maybe the answer is, like I said, maybe the answer is Marvel, step away for a little bit.
Yeah.
Craft it. Be very deliberate with the steps that you're taking.
But what's the saying? Loneliness makes the heart grow fonder, right?
Exactly. And remember when Star Wars was gone for 25 years?
Yes.
And then we got the prequel
We thought
trilogy?
the prequel movies were great. That's how blind we were.
At least we tried to convince ourselves that they were. Yeah. Like, I do remember leaving those theaters going like, I mean, it was good, right? Right?
I definitely went to IHOP with the buddy I saw it with after the midnight screening. Yeah. And we were just like, oh, yeah, man, wow, it's just classic. It's it's right up there with fucking Empire Strikes Back. And
then we had like another, 10, 15 years, and then there was the next trilogy. Right. So I think that worked for those for the most part. Like, look, The Force Awakens will still be, like, for me, one of the greatest film experience. Like, getting to experience that movie was really awesome. I love that film.
Agreed.
The sequels, kind of, they're fine for what they are, but they kind of let me down.
You need to revisit The Last Jedi, man. Last Jedi is still great.
Oh, God. Here's the thing. I feel like they're all good standalone. They all work as kind of standalone movies, but as a trilogy of films telling one cohesive story,
it's awful.
They totally
dropped the
ball.
ball.
Yeah.
One of the greatest mysteries why they did not have a 3-picture outline of that arc.
That's
when they were developing it. I have
crazy.
No fucking idea what anybody was thinking. Kathleen Kennedy. I don't think Kathleen Kennedy's very good at her job.
I don't think she is either.
Hot take.
I think you're right. But
Yeah.
again,
She seems every time they fire another director, like, and remember initially we thought it was like, oh, it was the Lord Miller causing problems on the Solo set. They had to get the fuck out of there. They didn't know what they were doing, and then they go on to make great, brilliant movies. And then the same thing, Colin Trevorrow. Maybe not so much with Colin Trevorrow, but a similar thing with Colin Trevorrow. But I'm starting to think maybe it's her and not them.
I don't know, man. They've let Colin Trevorrow do his own thing with these Jurassic movies, and they're garbage.
Yeah, that is also true. All right, well, he's not the best example, but
Did you see the new one?
I have not yet. It is streaming on one of the many streaming services. Well, come on, you can shake your head all you want, Joe, but I will be seeing the Jurassic Park movie that reunites Jeff Goldblum and Sam Neill. I'm just going to see it. I'm sorry. You can shake your head all you want. It will be seen by these eyes.
Okay.
It has not yet. I understand it is not a good film. I feel like I need to complete that. That is my end game. Joe, that's my Jurassic Park
that is
endgame.
no one's endgame. You know what's the dinosaur endgame is 65.
Ooh,
go see what's his name?
Kylo Ren.
Kylo Ren. Yeah, fight dinosaurs. Okay, so yeah, that's my thought. Like, I'm with you. I'm experiencing the superhero fatigue, and I just kind of wish that I give me Loki, give me that, but like, let's put the movies on hold for a little while and just wait until we have something.
I agree. Love it. All right.
I think we've solved this problem.
Exhausted that. There you go. Let's pivot then a little bit because we're coming up on an hour here in our first pilot episode. We're all over the map. We have no structure. In fact, one of the main topics I wanted to talk about, I think we kind of need to save for next week because it's its own episode.
Yeah,
and that is
I do think we should.
Yeah, the recent developments in Bruce Willis's health that have come to light.
It's so sad.
Man, I really wish we'd been doing this podcast, Joe, when that news broke, but I am glad we are doing it now because I want to unpack the career of Bruce. I mean, it's sad. I feel like we're talking about him posthumously, and he's still with us and could be with us for years. Shit, he's still got movies coming out, right?
Yeah, but it's a whole bunch of like straight to video, like produced in like in Romania, like these really shoddily produced films, and it makes me really sad. And at first, when I was first seeing these things come out, I was like, man, Bruce Willis, what's happened to you? You're just doing anything for a paycheck. And I'm like, oh shit, like now knowing what's going on, it's like, oh damn. And like apparently when he's doing these films, he's got like an earpiece in,
IBF,
they're feeding him his lines, and it's so sad, but it's like, I get why you're doing it. Like, I get what's happening here, but it bums me out.
Yeah. So we're going to take next week, a portion of next week. That'll be our main topic, I think, talking about Bruce Willis and some of our favorite Bruce Willis movies. Just him as a person as well as a personality in general. The great Bruce Willis.
And maybe, anecdotes about our own personal interactions with him.
Did you meet Bruce Willis?
Yeah. We've talked about this.
What?
We talked about this in our, guys, listen to our Armageddon episode of the Editing Bay.
Oh, that's right. Because you were an extra on the set of Armageddon, and I didn't realize you were. Now, when you said you met him,
had lunch.
Did you really meet him?
We sat down at the same table and had lunch.
Like you stood behind him in the cafeteria line.
He sat down at the table I was
one of those long 20-foot tables.
He was right across
that fold
from
out. Yeah, but how far across from you, Joe?
Like
20 feet across from you?
He was a foot across from me.
But like a real foot, or like it's a metric system?
Michael
like what
Clark
kind of...
Duncan sat right next to me.
Did he really?
And he was like, I'm feeling real tired, boss.
Oh, no. Give me your tots. I just feel like he would be demanding everybody's
food. Are you going to eat that cornbread?
Oh, why is it going to be cornbread, Joe? Come on. Right out of the gate in the pilot episode?
Well, no, it's the movie Life. It was that movie Life where he goes, you going to eat that cornbread?
Okay.
And Eddie Murphy goes, yeah, I'm going to eat my cornbred.
Oh, all right. Cut that part out.
What? Why?
No, not you, because I was quietly racist there, thinking that you were making a racist statement about cornbread.
I was not quite quiet. It was pretty out there. No, this is a good idea. There is a lot to unpack when it comes to Bruce Willis. I think that we both have a lot of movies of his that we love. I know for a fact that you love The Fifth Element. I like The Fifth Element. I'm a huge Die Hard fan. There's no way we could talk about this stuff and not take another hour of time at least to go through it all.
And we will. That's what we'll do on next week's episode of Low Res High Def. I'm feeling pretty good. It's just, I was joking earlier about it being like riding a bike, but it actually kind of was. It's good to be across the mic from you, even though we're the 3,000 miles away, as you said.
The internet waves, and it didn't even piss me off that my internet like crapped out twice while we were recording this thing. So
that's right.
That's great.
Yeah, one of the things you'll get out of this,
the power of editing,
and also the power of this new podcast, Low Res High Def. Not only is it new branding, but we're using new technology. So gone are the days of Joe's internet interrupting his punchlines. I was telling that about Jenna the other day. She was like, I know Joe didn't like it, right? I was like, well, yeah, because you'd always have this long setup, and then your internet would cut out right during the punchline, and the rest of us were sitting there being like, well, I'm sure that was funny, what he was going to say. We'll splice it in.
The best was when you guys would describe it, that like you're waiting for me to deliver the punchline, and I freeze. My camera just freezes.
And then having to reset you. Okay, you said this, and then you were leading up to this. Now go. Action.
I get like my dad. I get so mad. I'd be like, it's done. The moment's passed. I don't want to do it anymore.
So we've got a new system now where hopefully that will not be happening. You'll hear us in near real time in better quality, high def quality, one might say, on this lowbrow podcast.
Yeah, but if you look at my low res camera,
yeah.
So we're representing.
You're the low res, and I am the high def over here, aren't I? Got a pretty
You're
clear
the high
image,
def.
And
I'm the Lenny to your George.
you look like you're talking to me from Pandora.
Tell me about the high def. Tell me about the high def, Joel.
Well, all right, there you go. There was our first pilot episode of Low Res High Def. Joe, it's great to be back in the seat with you, man.
Thank you so much, guys. Oh, it's so fun. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm happy to be doing this. I've missed you so much.
Same.
I missed your musk. I missed. When this is done, we should get an apartment together.
All right, one last plug then. Hopefully you're listening to the podcast. You found us, so you know where to find us. But if not, Low Res High Def is the lowreshighDef.com is the website. I believe Low Res High Def on Twitter is where you can find us as well. I'll have to double check that. I may be cutting that part out of the podcast. But yeah, find us there, subscribe, and stick around while we build this brand and come together every week to talk about whatever we want to talk about, pop culture, movie, video games, TV, it's all here.
I mean, clearly next week it's going to be Bruce Willis.
Yes, that as well as a bunch of other shit, I'm sure.
What you talking about, Bruce Willis?
That'll be the name of the episode. There you go. Brilliant. All right, Joe. It's been great. Looking forward to this new endeavor with you and with all of our other upcoming guests on this new podcast.
Yeah, I'm excited about this. This is going to be it. This is the one that's going to make it.
Sure, yeah. The advertisers are going to be rushing in. Just you wait. All right, guys.
Is he gonna read erotic fan fiction? I need to know that. Is he gonna do that?
Yeah, we'll add new segments. You know what? I was listening to an old episode of ours where we used to do what was it, Russell or Wayne, which was the game,
the short-lived game that we would do, where I would deliver a line and we'd have to guess if it was Kurt Russell or John Wayne.
That's right. I got it right about 25% of the time.
Yeah.
I was usually playing for a listener, so we did not give out a lot of prizes playing that game. But maybe I'll be better in this new decade.
Even if you won, chances are it was like a 50-50 shot.
I would never ship it to you. Yes, that is very true.
All right. Hey, I'm sorry. I'm keeping you on this thing, but no, thank you, Joel. This is great. I'm so glad that you were willing to do this, and I'm looking forward to this show. I think this is going to be a fun deal. I think this format is perfect.
Me too. Long time coming, and looking forward to doing it this week and next week and every week on Low Res High Def.
So yeah, that's going to be it for this week. Jeff, thank you very much.
Ugh.
Joel, always a pleasure.
That's Jeff, our old producer. He's coming back to produce the new podcast. The pleasure's all mine, Joe.
We'll see you next week on Low Res High Def.
Thanks, guys. Seamless. Good times.
You've been listening to the Next Wave Radio Network.
That's fucking gold.